Hello everybody, this is Brenda. How are you all doing today? We are having a lovely day here, and I just see Woody the Woodpecker out there getting ready to, nope, I guess he's gonna go get food. So, as asked by my viewers, I have decided to get on screen and show you guys how I made this waterfall journal using Tim Holtz paper, a variety of writing and book page and maps and such inside. I have about 20 pages on the inside and a hanging, whoops, can't see. Hold on just a second. I've got one right here. Which somewhat came apart, but wow, that's a pretty roughed up one. A hanging file folder is what I used for this, and this is rugged. But that's what we start with. I'm just gonna put that aside. So, just a little quick go through here to show you what it looks like. I got the Tim Holtz paper on the front. Absolutely love how that turned out. Got my my little rose and butterfly here. I'm just gonna flip through and give you all a look. Got some faux tape here. Tim Holtz paper. Some I think this is some sort of an index card or something that's been coffee dyed. I love how that turned out. A dictionary page, a graph page, got some children's book page and some Italian book page, coffee dyed paper. These are all examples of what you can use in your little waterfall journal. Some math paper, got some, I think this is Chinese or Japanese book page, map, writing paper. And before I go any further, I meant this time to give a shout out to some of my subscribers. And I want to take a break and just give a shout out to Big Mess Studio, Sherry, and Karen. Thank you guys very much for your comments, and I really appreciate talking to you all. I'm going to set that aside. More of the Tim Holtz paper, music paper with some faux washi tape, some coffee dyed paper, a ledger page from 1914, a children's dictionary page with some faux washi tape, some writing paper, a graph paper, coffee dyed paper with a tag and a little journaling card. This is a magazine page, some more of the ledger, coffee dyed, and this is the middle of the signature. And the rest is just the other sides of what we just went through. And I just tucked some little ephemera pieces here and there. Picture of part of my family, but I have no clue. Well, actually, it's my husband's family. I have no clue who it is. More of the music, coffee dyed. Is that a telephone? Part of a address book. Tim Holtz. The other math. The graph. Dictionary. No, this isn't dictionary. This is, well, it's probably dictionary, but it's Italian book page. So I think it's Italian book page. It's definitely another language. And we have the bird page at the end. And that is my Waterfall journal. So I'm going to set this aside and try to explain to you all how we can get this. I've already got my my signature ready for this little episode here. I can put that aside. So what I did first was I cut down my file folder. You all can cut it any size that you wish to cut it to. But I have my front half of the file folder. I've been cutting to 4.5 inches. So this is 4.5 inches wide in the front. On the back side of my file folder, I cut it to 7 inches, but you can cut it to 8, 10, 7, whatever you want. You can cut the back side of your file folder and cut it any size you want. The length, how tall it is, I cut it to 10 inches tall by 7 by 4.5. And then what I did was go ahead and round the corners. So that is my base file folder cover. Then what I want to do is, with some Tim Holtz paper, I want to cover the front like so. And I can't decide on the back. I don't know if I would rather have it this way or this way. And I'll show you why, because my flowers have yellow, and I thought the yellow would go good with that. So I'll probably put it this way. If I turn it and have it this way, I still have a little yellow up here. But yeah, I think I'll do it this way. I kind of like that better. So we're going to get these on first, and I want to round my corners on this side, so I can put that there. Just put that aside and get this glued down. I meant to fill my glue bottle and I forgot, so I'm hoping I have enough to go for this anyway. I hope you all are having a good day. It's really nice out today here where I am. I hope no one's getting snow nowadays. But at this time and age, you never know what you're going to get. Okay, I might go off for a little bit, but I just want to see, to put this down where I want it. That looks good, about right there. And of course, I'm making a mess with my glue. And then on this side, I want this down, so I want my corners to be rounded on this side. Whoop, did I use the wrong? Yeah, I used the wrong corner punch. Want them a little bigger. There we go. And this will go right down on this side. I hate to cover up any of Tim Holtz paper. I was looking for paper. I'd love to get a hold of some more Tim Holtz paper, and I was looking, well, first of all, Amazon don't have any, and I know he's quit making it or dishing it out, but on eBay, I looked on eBay, and some of his packs, his paper packs are going for like 50, 70, 60 something, and I'm like, do I want to pay that much for some Tim Holtz? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would, and I would too, probably, if I had the dough to do it. There we go. Very easy to make your cover. And like I said, you can cut them down to any size you would like. So there is our cover, and what I want to do next is I take some masking tape and just go right down. You can take some Tyvek, anything. I just use some masking tape and go right down the spine area with it, the fold. Is that what I used? Maybe. I'm just going to turn this and put that right down the middle fold. Go, just to give it some extra sturdiness right there. No. There we go. Alrighty. Now, at this point, what I would do is go ahead and sew. I'd probably sew. No, I think I would wait on that. I was thinking, because what I want to do is put I want to cut down. So I want to cut down the papers. So if you don't mind, okay, sorry about that. If you don't mind the 3 pamphlet stitch being on the outside, what I would do is put on my fabric that I would be putting right here. Which would be my ticking. Which way I would go. There, we'll go all the way down. I don't know why I stopped right there, but I like that little piece. So what I would do next would be to put down my spine fabric, and I only want it not very wide at all. I only had it like, let's see what I had it on here. About 1 3/4 inches. So that's basically all you need for your spine area. So if I'm right here, I would want 1 3/4, I said. So about right. About right there. Right on that little line right here. Getting very low on my ticking fabric. I need to replenish. Goodness. There we go. So I'm going to put the spine fabric down and then cut or pare down the pages. Come on. Probably won't tear that way anyway. Nope, I didn't think so. So I will help it along with some scissors. Then rough it up a little. It's awful wrinkly. So I'm going to set this up here and try my best to Fabri-Tac it down using the Fabri-Tac glue. I think I want a little more on the back side than I do the front. But I'm just gonna go right down the middle here. And just a little ways up the sides because I want to put it down and then measure where I want the rest of the glue going. Right there. Now I want to put the rest of the glue on my fabric. More on that other side. Kink right there. I don't know what that is from, but I want to cut this down just a little bit. There we go. Alrighty. Let that dry for just a minute. While that's drying, we will go through our signature. Okay, so I have my signature already set here. I've got some printer paper, decorated printer paper, communication planner, got some straw paper, map, got some line paper, got two line papers right beside each other. I could switch those out, I guess. Put this one there, put this one there, which is a good reason to go through your papers before you get anything attached permanently. I got from Nomad Moon Magic, where I get that paper, an old typing page, some more line paper, some ledger from 1910, some graph paper, Sears catalog, got a little bit of writing paper. I'm not sure what this is. It says efficiency line paper. Some Italian book page, some music. Is that upside down? Nope. Stationery paper. This one's upside down, it looks like. Nope, it's not. That's an almanac. Yeah, it is. It's a farmer's almanac. It goes this way. That's how I wanted it. Some writing paper and a vintage bird page in the middle. So there we have our signature. I have about 20 pages in here. You can put more if you wish. I figured 20 pages would just about do it for me. So now what we are going to do, and I do this before I pamphlet stitch it into the journal. My line's going a little crooked there. Okay, so I'm going to put this in where I want it, lay this down, and then I have my tear ruler. So I am going to start with the first page by tearing it as close to the cover. I mean, not very much at all. I want my first page close to the cover and just tear along. Then I want to go out about, I'd like to have that blue line there, so I'm going to go out about right there and tear. Now see, this part you can you know, just go along how you feel you want it to look. And then a little ways further and get the straw paper. Like so. And a little bit further. Now see, this is why you don't sew it in first, because this part right here, I want to basically take this out and tear it outside the signature. Let's see how I did. So it looks like I need to tear this down a little further, and I think I'm going to take that outside too. Tear just a little bit more off. This is why I do it to begin with, without sewing it in. That's good for me. That looks okay. Alrighty. So then the next one down, the more you go down, the more you have to basically bring it out and tear it. Oh yeah, that's good. This one. Now I'm just guesstimating here. If you guys got some good fingernails or whatever, and you can do it while it's on the signature or in the signature, that's okay too. Yep, that works out. I think that is going to be as far as we can go, it looks like. Sorry, I got a nail problem going on. No, I think I will. I think I will do this page too. Go as far as you like, as long as you can get the edges on your paper to rip off. Let's see how that goes. Nope, I'm going to tear a little bit off this one. And hopefully not rip it. So let me get some tape here, and I'll just put a little bit of tape on there. This is my homemade faux old tape. Just put a piece right there. Just to save that little rip. And see how this is going to look. There we go. I like that. Looks nice. This one I'm going to tear, but it's not going to show, but I'm just going to tear some off anyway. But it's a little shorter than the rest. that's going to be like that. And this one here looks like I could tear just a tiny bit off. And we might have to stop right there. There we go. Might as well, see what it does. Let's see what it looks like before we go any further. Oh, I like that. That's neat right there. Can tear a little bit off there too. If it shows, I'm going to tear it. That's how I think about it. Getting into this very fragile paper. Doesn't want to work well for me. I'm just going to refold that because it can be. Well, I refolded it a little too much. Go back just a little bit. Go. And I think, well, let's see. Let's get it all lined up here. I really think this could be torn off too. And this is going to be definitely going to be the last one. We're in the middle of the signature. I don't recall going this far in the first one that I made, but I might have. There we go. I'm liking that. So we've got to the signature, and then the rest of the pages from the middle on just stays the way they are. So that is how you get your waterfall. I like it. So the next thing that we would do is sew in our signature after I go around, and I won't be able to do this on, you know, what I'm going to do is go around with a zigzag stitch all the way around, and then I come down here and go around and go back up again, and I'll show you on this one. I like how this turned out. Very nice. See, I did the signature. I sewed around, went all the way around, came down and up. So I sewed on both sides of the spine, and I do have the thread sticking out there, which you can't even hardly tell. So yeah, that's what I did. So guys, that is how we make our, I would probably have cut this down a little more, and I might be able to still do it. I think I will. I'm going to cut this down a little more so that this is, well, I guess my papers might have been wider. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to cut this down to about, it's at 10 now, so I'm going to take off maybe an inch. Yeah, I'm going to take off an inch at the top. And I will do that off camera because I don't know what's going to happen with the fabric. This is all going to be thrown away. And yeah, I'm going to cut this down to 9 inches. So I'll try to remember 9 instead of 10. This is 10 for some reason. And it fits perfect. So I must have had some much larger pages for that one. But yeah, I'm going to cut an inch off at the top. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I definitely hope you give it a try. I love these. They are so fun to make. And if you have any questions, just get on that comment section and ask me anything you need to ask, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Other than that, you guys have a lovely rest of the week. Stay safe, healthy, and blessed. And I will see you next time, and I'll have this all sewn up and put in the 3 pamphlet stitch so you guys can see the total waterfall journal at the done stage. So other than that, have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.